What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today we've got some more Tesla full self-driving content. So it's still considered daytime. Wow, that was a smooth turn and it picked up really quick. I like that. Now it's going the max speed limit 30, but what I'm going to do is change it to 35. So this is version 12.5.1.3, hands-free. It's using the cabin camera to track the driver to see if they're paying attention. Looks like the guy behind me wants to drive really fast, so I'm going to pick it up just a little bit. And usually, since full self-driving pays attention to the speed limit and drives the speed limit, sometimes you got people behind you that aren't too happy. And it didn't avoid, that's not a pothole, but it didn't avoid that really well. Let's see. Oh, that was rough. Yeah, it didn't avoid that either. It's those, the entryways into the sewer. And there's a bunch of them here, and they're pretty rough, and it didn't avoid it. Normally, if this was me, I'd be turning left from here, but it says please pay attention to the road, which I am. There we go. It takes its time and it stops at the red light. In fact, it'll stop right at the line. That's what I like about this. It'll stop at the line. And it'll see it turn green. Oh, it picked up quick, and it kind of pulled me into my seat at first. Now I got used to it. Like it doesn't pull you as much as like if you just pressed on the gas all at once, or pressed on, I guess, the acceleration all at once. Let's use that word, like acceleration. But overall, it's a very smooth drive. Full self-driving really is great, and I think more people should try it out, especially if you have a newer Tesla too. Well, they work with old Teslas, but with the Model 3 2024 refresh, it is great. It's phenomenal. I can't wait until it comes to a point where you sit in your car, you put in your address wherever you want to go, and then you it starts, brings you to your destination, and it parks for you without you kind of choosing where to park. Because what it does, it'll bring me to my destination. Like I'm going to Wegmans right now. For those of you who are located on the East Coast, you know what Wegmans is. I guess for those who don't know, it's a supermarket, and it's based out of Rochester, New York, and I'm going to one in Rochester, New York. And let's say, so I have my location right put into Wegmans. It'll bring me to the front of the store, but it won't park for me. So what I have, and it'll just kind of like roam around the parking lot afterwards and just stop. So up until that point, I'll let the car drive on. So when it gets to the front of the store, if it's near, I'll take it out of FSD, and then I'll take over the car and I'll park it myself. So it has to get to a point where it's not going to do that. And in fact, it does the exact opposite. It does everything on its own. I'm also excited for Smart Summon. Imagine like it's raining. You get out of the store, you get out of the mall, and you want to bring your car. You don't want to get wet, or you don't want to, it's snowing and you just don't want to walk to the car or whatnot. Smart Summon, or you have a bunch of things to carry. You got out of Costco and you have so much stuff to carry, and you don't want to, you didn't pick up a cart or whatever it may be. Sometimes there are those times where like, I'm not going to grab those hand baskets, or I'm not going to grab a cart. I'm just going to try to carry everything. You don't have bags either. Well, what do you got to do? Smart Summon. Smart Summon is going to bring the car right up to you, to the front of the store. That's the only reasonable thing where I see the car coming to the front of the store is for Smart Summon. So yeah, that was a smooth turn. Very smooth turn. Now, there aren't really any instances as of right now from when I started the video where there was like something complicated that full self-driving had to tackle. It's just a normal drive going to Wegmans, so it's not too bad. What I actually want to do is, and I'm planning on it, hopefully if I have the time, obviously. I want to take this on a long road trip and use full self-driving on the long road trip. So what's going to happen is when I put it on a long road trip, I'm going to have to stop for a supercharger, and this car is going to take me to that supercharger. I'm going to stop, plug in the car, let it charge for 10, 15 minutes, however it needs, how much time it needs, plug it back in, let full self-driving do its thing, and then bring me to my destination. That's what I really want to see, how well, if this performs on a long road trip, like a 400 or 500 mile road trip. Normal daily commute, if you're going to use full self-driving to work and back home, or to a supermarket, or just out shopping or whatever, it already does that. It does that with ease. And using this in the suburbs, using it in the city, it works fine. Maybe it's just something I've experienced of using a full self-driving during these types of scenarios, but I want to try a long road trip. How is it actually going to perform? And I would assume it would perform well. Obviously, you have to be ready to take over the wheel at any given moment, because again, it's supervised. But I think we're at a point where the technology has advanced so much that in a year or two, very close actually, Tesla will go full self-driving unsupervised. Who knows? But I think that the technology is here and we're very close because it's advancing very quick. Just imagine you sit in your car and you use your voice recognition to like, hey Tesla, whatever, just take me to so-and-so, and it takes you there. And on the way, like it's taking you to work, on the way to work, you need to look at your email. You need to kind of take care of things before you get to work, for example, or you want to take care of it and be proactive. You have that time now in the car. Or maybe you just woke up late and you want to have breakfast before you get to work, and you know once you get to work you're not going to be able to sit down and have like a sandwich or whatever. Then have full self-driving drive the car for you, and you just eat your sandwich or you eat your breakfast in the car. That's essentially how I would see it, like many scenarios happening on a day-to-day basis. Another one would actually be long-term, a long road trip, full self-driving, you just relaxing and sleeping. I don't know if you can ever sleep and do that, because you still, sometimes there are times when I'm driving this off camera full self-driving that I have a fear. I'm like, okay, I need to be alert and I need to be ready to take over the wheel at any moment because anything can happen. And there have been times where I was really hesitant, like okay, the car is not going to like maneuver around an object or whatever, so I'm going to take over. So it turned green, it picks up, it actually pulls me into the seat real quick, and then it kind of just lets loose again since it hits that max speed limit. And I think putting up these videos hopefully offers and brings a sense of comfort to those who are really hesitant on full self-driving, especially if you're a Tesla owner and you're hesitant on this feature. I hope these videos bring some sort of comfort. Hey, look, it's not that bad for full self-driving. It's actually very well. And this is a full self-driving version that's for the mass. It's for almost any Tesla driver who wants to purchase, whether it's a monthly subscription or one-time fee. Before, it was limited and it wasn't for just you and I, just like the average driver, and it maneuvered that really well too. And you can see the steering wheel doing its own thing, turning on its own. So yeah, we're almost at our location. We're gonna pass this green light, and it goes max speed limit. Even if you bring it up, it'll sometimes go over the speed limit, sometimes it won't. Going 5 over sometimes isn't too bad. And it stops, and you can see right here, it stops very well. It showed that truck, that was a UPS truck. It gives enough space most of the time, especially when you're driving. There's enough distance between the car in front of me, so if something were to happen and I got rear-ended and my car went forward, I'll still have enough clearance so I won't hit the car in front of me. That was a good turn, very smooth. Switched to right lane, and now it gave the right signal I would say a little too early, but I guess the car knows and it thinks it's not early, but I would personally say it was a little too early to give right signal. So it's a red light. Technically, I could turn. There's no sign, and good. The car did turn, and there you go. It was that's a smooth turn. I'm going to take over the wheel now because it doesn't really know what it's doing, but that was a smooth turn going in because it's pretty tight, but it still got the job done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to park where I usually park. And it was a red light back there, and it was turning right. So I first stopped to see if there was any oncoming vehicles, and then it made that right turn. That was good. And there was a truck coming too, so it was tight, but it was smooth. And this guy does not want to look to see where he's walking. Now, if you use the car's parking feature here, it will only park in reverse. And, you know, that does make sense. I'm actually going to park right here. There we go. Just like that. And bam. We're here. We are at Wegmans. I love full self-driving. You have to check it out. Like I said, I hope these videos give some sort of a comfort and an understanding of how it really drives, just on a normal day-to-day basis. Like and also depending on where you live, like it's not always going to go through complex scenarios and all that stuff. But in the event that it does, it may surprise you and actually perform the way that you would as a driver. And whether that's a car parked on the side of the road, it already solves that. Or whether there's like a road work going on and there's a bunch of cones set up, it will figure it out and maneuver accordingly. So I like how Tesla is always improving. But I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.